Hi guys, this is Chef Jen from Dejan Eats, home of the Irie Happy Vegan, and today we're joined by a friend of mine. His name is Paul.
Hello everyone.
Hey Paul, tell everybody what you do.
So I have a natural hair and body product company. I sell all natural moisturizers. I have some stuff for hair growth. I have some things just to moisturize your skin. Definitely check us out. We get rave reviews. Jen uses the products in her hair.
It's amazing.
She loves it.
I do.
So you can check out the website at www.naturesessentialoils.net.
Can they get your products anywhere locally?
Yeah, you can get my products at 3 Mass African Stores at 1023 West Colonial Drive. And do you know the address for
the district?
The district at Mills.
I happen to know it. It's 1221 North Mills Avenue in Orlando.
Yes, so they have our products. Oh yeah, I Rock Curls in Longwood.
Nice.
They carry our products as well.
Nice. Yeah, you definitely should check out Paul's products. They are amazing.
Yes, they are.
I'm rocking it today, and my hair is fabulous, if I do say so myself. Alright, so what are we making today, Paul?
Today we are making Ackee and Saltfish.
Alright, so backtrack. So normally before we start cooking, I always do a little bit of housekeeping.
Okay.
And I explain to everybody in Irie land, if I'm not bumping stuff all over the place, I explain to everybody in Irie land what the two key terms are that we use. So at the beginning I said we're the home of the Irie Happy Vegan, and we explain what vegan is and what Irie is, and today Paul gets to tell us what vegan means to him.
To me, vegan means living a natural life, living a plant-based life, specifically speaking of the diet, for the health of the planet, for the health of the animals, and for your own health, or for my own health rather. So that's why I do it. That's my definition of what being a vegan is.
And I've always said that, to me, being vegan is a way to live out the compassion that I feel. Because I think you ever see kids with animals, they're always so compassionate, and they love them and they want to care for them, and they're like, you're not going to kill that chicken, right? And then we get older and we get conditioned to regard things like that as childish. But I think that that is a natural compassion that we really should hold on to dearly. And being vegan is a way to live that causes the least amount of harm to human and non-human animals in the way we eat, the clothes we wear, the entertainment, and so forth. So for me, it's all about living out my compassion. Make sense? And Irie, that's really simple. It's a Jamaican expression of happiness and contentment. It means everything Irie, everything's gonna be good no matter what's going on. Paul happens to be a Jamaican vegan. They do exist, guys. Alright, so tell us about the Ackee. What's Ackee?
Ackee is actually a fruit. It grows in a pod off of a tree. There are pictures of Ackee on the can of Ackee. This is an open Ackee fruit. So the outside is red, the Ackee itself is yellow. If you force it open,
it'll kill you.
It's poisonous. It'll kill you.
Yes.
Or at least make you very, very sick.
Just go with it'll kill you. Just don't
stay on the safe side. So you want it to, generally you're not going to see Ackee here. However, when it opens fully, that's when you can harvest the Ackee, clean off everything that's on there. There's some little red veiny strands inside. You need to clean that off as well.
Because that'll kill you too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like the classic Jamaican. You thrive in euphemisms. It'll make you sick. No, it will kill you. Okay? Just avoid it altogether. But if you get it in the can, you don't have to worry about that. It's already properly clean. That's part of the... I think it's one of the things that was considered when the export laws or the import laws were being made regarding Ackee, because it is poisonous if not treated properly. So it's only shipped here in the cans, so where it's already open and cleaned properly. But if you have like a Jamaican hookup where somebody can get you like some fresh Ackee, just send them to me. Okay? Alright.
Perfect.
Alright, so Ackee also happens to be the national fruit. Jamaica.
And a part of the half of the national dish.
Yeah, what's the national dish?
Ackee and Saltfish.
Ackee and Saltfish.
That's what we're making today.
That's what we're doing? Do vegans do saltfish?
Well, thankfully, Thankfully, Jenn has found a way to recreate saltfish, or recreate something that tastes and looks like saltfish. And I'm shocked. I looked at it and I'm shocked.
Have you met me? How are you? I mean, I don't understand. You're shocked? Okay, guys, here's what I always say. The things that we normally associate with, you know how like you taste something and you go, oh my god, that tastes like chicken?
Yeah.
Everything tastes like chicken because we don't actually know what chicken
tastes like.
and bacon or fish in this case tastes like. What we associate with these meats are the spices and seasonings that normally go with it. So if you take the same spices and seasonings and put it on something else, you're gonna get something that tastes like the thing that you want it to taste like, right?
It's the same flavor.
Exactly. So now you only have to work on the texture. And I think I got the texture down, Jack. Alright?
Looks like it. I didn't feel it, but the texture looks about right.
How about you just go with yes? And like give me some props. Right? Okay, so did you hear the joke about Shaba and the Ackee?
No.
Okay. So pre-Buju Banton, pre-Shaggy, who else is popular? Sean Paul.
Sean Paul.
Yeah. Pre all of that, right? We had that. I no longer claim Vibes Cartel, thank you very much. But pre all of that, we had Shabarang. And this was around the time when we had like the bobsleigh team, and everybody was like, how is it that these guys from the island of Jamaica, hot country where there's no snow, they're doing so well on ice, right? So he was doing this interview and someone said, so do you guys play hockey in Jamaica? And to Shaba, it's like the most absurd question ever. And he's like, hockey? We don't play hockey. We eat hockey. For a moment, he was disowned as well. But we love Shaba.
See, the problem is, in Jamaica, anything that begins with a vowel, generally an H is added to it. So, Ackee, hockey sounds pretty much the same, right? Or orange or apple. So, yeah.
And then to follow up with that, everything that should have an H,
does not.
The H just disappears. True story. I love my people. So anyways, so to mimic the texture of fish, which traditionally is salted cod or bacalao, we use two things, and I really wanted to play with them to see which one we liked better. And I hope that you guys get a good shot of this so you can take a look. The first one, Paul, that we used was the heart of palm. You ever had it?
No.
You never used heart of palm?
Never.
That means you've never had my crab cakes.
No, I haven't.
I make some mean crab cakes with heart of palm.
Because you didn't share. It's okay. It's alright.
Because you didn't ask. Anywho, if you go to the grocery store, you know, like right by where you would get the artichoke, the artichoke hearts, you'll find hearts of palm there. They might come in cans that are smaller than this, but it's literally the heart of the palm tree. It's illegal to harvest in Florida because once you harvest it, it dies.
It dies.
Yeah, so I think it's usually imported from Mexico or somewhere like that, I'm not sure. But it's the heart of the palm tree, and it has a remarkable texture that will mimic a bunch of different types of seafood. So today we're using it as saltfish. And then the other one, my friend, is banana blossom. So you ever had that?
I've seen it, I've never had it.
It's fantabulous. Yeah, so I'll show you what one of the banana blossoms looks like. Okay, so maybe at some point I'll get it out the bottle. Okay, you do it. I give up.
Let's see here. Yeah, normally when I see these, they're coated with a red, have a red covering on them. And they normally hang from the tree like this. But yeah, this is the...
That is beautiful.
Banana blossom.
Yeah, and so what we do is I just cut it up. And this nice mushy part that's in the middle, the soft part, will give the mushiness that you'd normally get with cod. I'll move it out of the way for you.
Yeah.
You can put it over there, that's fine. So guys, you always want to make sure you exercise safe knife skills. If you are going to rest the knife against your guard hand, you always want to make sure that you tuck your fingers underneath so you and them shall not part. Make sense? Because Because it's like you watch these videos and they tell you half the story. You rest the knife against your knuckles, that's fantastic. But if you rest your knife against the knuckles and your fingers are out the way, you and them will part. So let's make sure your fingers are tucked at all times. Look at that texture. Can you feel it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then with the heart of palm, instead of cutting it, actually I'll use a smaller piece. I like to just smush it with the knife. So again, you want to exercise knife safety and put the blade of the knife away from you, like that. And squish it out. And so you have that stringiness that salted cod normally has. So now to get the taste, because salted cod is fish that's like salted.
It's been salted.
It's literally that.
Preserved in salt, actually, yeah.
Exactly. So I normally then put it in a brine. I always say saltwater brine, but it's kind of redundant.
Yeah.
Because the brine is salt water. So I would warm some water, then I would add a bit of salt to it. So add about a cup. And for each cup, you want to do about a tablespoon of salt. I like sea salt, and we always have coarse sea salt in the store. Always. And I add to that my seaweed powder, because then you're going to get the taste of the ocean. I'm going to add about a teaspoon. You smell that?
Yep, smells like the beach to me.
And so then we put all of our banana, what is that? Blossom.
Banana blossoms.
Yes. The banana blossom and also the heart of palm. And we'll let it soak for at least half an hour. And so we'll get a nice little flavor going. All right. All yours.
All right, so what we're gonna be doing now is cutting up all of the other vegetables for the Ackee and Saltfish dish. So generally, what happens in Jamaica, or if you're cooking Ackee and Saltfish, period, you cook the saltfish first, and then you cook the Ackee. But what you'll need to do is prepare your vegetables, saute them first. Saltfish, or in this case, we're gonna add the heart of palm and the banana blossom, and then the Ackee. So the first thing I'd like to cut up is tomatoes. So here we have tomatoes, garlic. That's kind of warm. It's not funny.
Okay, so it's a bit of an inside joke with the garlic. So before we started shooting, I said, so what are some of the things that you put in your Ackee? And he lists everything, and I'm listening carefully, and I'm like, what about the garlic? He's like, I don't normally put garlic. And I said, I don't trust people who don't cook with garlic. So he agreed in the spirit of trust to add 2 cloves of garlic to this. Guys, add some garlic to your Ackee and Saltfish, okay?
I'm gonna try it today, and I'm gonna actually make some when I go home, and I'm gonna try it with the garlic there too.
Thank you.
So we have the tomatoes, we have green and red bell peppers, we have a small onion, the garlic, of course, thyme, and then we have a Scotch bonnet pepper.
Yay.
Now this pepper is very hot. Most, if not all, Jamaicans eat this pepper in their foods, in their dishes. It's very, very hot. I don't know what the scale is, but it's just pretty hot.
On the Scoville scale?
Yes,
yeah.
Scoville, yes. So, quick story. One of the first times I used a Scotch bonnet to cook, I was handling it. I got it fresh. I was handling it, cut it up, and I was making some like sautéed spinach.
Right.
So yeah, I cut up the Scotch bonnet pepper, and then I scratched my face. All right. I'm cooking the food. And I'm like, oh, what's going on my face? I didn't realize I touched my face. My face was burning.
Yikes.
Burning. So anyway, Scotch bonnet, please be very careful when you cut it up.
Yes.
When I cut it
You
up
turn
for
purple.
different, yeah, you will turn purple.
Yep.
Even me. So be very careful with it. If you're using it, don't. Ooh, it popped. This particular, oh yeah, this one is nice. This one I actually got from my mother's garden.
Yes. How special is
these are
that?
fresh. I got them yesterday.
Oh my god, I can smell that.
Can you?
Yes, it's amazing.
you see this much? We have 2 slices. I'm gonna do 3. That's about all you need, okay? Because it's that hot.
Yes.
So we have that to the side.
So I'm gonna put this in my freezer. So guys, one of the things that we do here at the cafe, we freeze our peppers because it makes it so much easier to cut. Once it's frozen, it keeps longer for sure. But then when we're cutting it, we actually can do like a little piece of, it's almost like shaving the pepper.
Yes.
Because the texture is so amazing once it's frozen.
Yes.
Yeah, so do your thing. I'm going to the freezer.
All right, cool. So next we're gonna cut up the garlic. It was a huge clove of garlic. So we're gonna cut this up. And
you did that when I wasn't here.
Good job. And next we'll cut up the tomato.
So one of the things, guys, when you're cooking, you want to make sure that you gather all of your ingredients ahead of time. There's a fancy French term for it. It's called mise en place, and it literally means everything in its place. And it makes your cooking process that much simpler, that much easier. Because once everything is gathered, you can just cook all the way through. Especially if you're doing stuff like stir fry.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine you do the garlic in the wok and then you go, oh my gosh, I can't find the tomatoes. That's insane. Then you'll have burnt garlic. And there is only one thing that I hate more than not having garlic in my dish, and it's burnt garlic.
What about roasted garlic? You like
roasted garlic? Is amazing.
Technically, it's burnt. Sort of.
Usually, it's burnt whole.
Okay.
Right? So, but when you're doing it in the wok, you're probably going to do it in these tiny pieces, and it's going to burn more, and it's going to get charred, and it's going to be unpleasant.
Yes.
And you can't recover from that because it will perfume in the most terrible way the rest of your dish. Yes?
Yeah, I actually made some stir fry yesterday.
Yeah.
Brown rice. Spur of the
Burning
moment.
garlic?
Oh yeah.
So you actually cook with garlic.
Okay, peppers. Generally you can use like half a pepper if you're doing the one dish or the 1 can of ackee.
So how come you chose 2 different colors?
Well, to make the dish more aesthetically pleasing.
Yes.
Because the ackee is yellow, like a bright yellow. We do have a yellow pepper, but I didn't want to use the yellow pepper. So we have red and green, so I decided to use that instead. When your food looks better, for some reason it tastes better.
It does, because we eat with our eyes first.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the things that I consider when I'm cooking, and I like how you think, because it's kind of how I think, which is kind of scary, but anyways, one of the things I consider is how will it look? And so I will go for different colored stuff that will have essentially the same taste, but it will make the presentation that much brighter. So if I'm doing like a slaw, I tend to use both the green cabbage and the purple cabbage because aesthetically it's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right? So good job, Paul, on your green and red pepper.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome very much.
Thank you very much. And next we have the onion.
And so you're not putting the seed in there?
No. And as a matter of fact, word on pepper seeds. So when I cut up the Scotch bonnet, I did not use the seeds. I didn't put the seeds in there because the seeds will make the dish extra hot. Unless you want it to be that hot, and that's your prerogative. That's fine. But I didn't put the seeds in this one.
So we have Scotch bonnet pepper on the tables at the cafe, right?
Yes.
And there's a guy one day, I'm standing at the counter and I'm watching him, and he walks in with food from elsewhere and helps himself to my Scotch bonnet pepper. Doesn't say a word to me, so I don't say a word to him. He basically dumps a half a bottle of the Scotch bonnet pepper on his burrito, takes it outside, and then he comes back. He's like, oh my god, my mouth is on fire. Why didn't you tell me it was hot? I said, well, maybe if you had asked, so I would have gladly told you. It's like, I thought it was bell pepper or banana pepper. I'm like, no.
Jeez.
But would you like some ice cream? Do you know why I offered him the ice cream?
Because he took your pepper?
Well, yes, and also because I'm nice. I'll tell you why. When you have something hot, the last thing that you want is like to drink water or something, because it's going to open up the pores in your tongue which is gonna make the heat. You're gonna feel the heat that much more.
Yes.
But if you get something that's creamy, it will coat your tongue, and then you'll start to feel the heat less. So I really was being nice.
So like the milk, ice cream,
Yes.
sugar, honey.
Yes. And that's what we use to counter the heat from like your Scotch bonnet peppers. And then we also not rub our faces.
Yeah, don't break your face. So, I don't know, I think my favorite thing is cutting up onions. Period.
How is that your favorite thing?
I don't know, it's just so... I like the crunch sound that it makes.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it just seems so clean. Look at this. Look at this.
And they don't make you cry.
They do.
They do.
Not this one. I'm not crying now. But
Do you know what the secret is to not make your onion cry? Like when you're cutting the onion to not cry, do you know what the secret is?
what?
Don't get too emotionally attached to your onion. Okay, the real secret though is to pop the onion in your freezer about 5 minutes before you start to cut it. Because that way the enzymes will chill, literally, a little, and so all of that brightness won't come up and splash in your eyes. Make sense?
That makes sense.
Okay. Should I add some oil for you, Paul?
Yes, please.
Which oil may I add for you?
You can add that vegetable oil that you have there.
Perfect. Anything else?
As of right now, no. Oh,
Okay.
They're starting to get me.
Starting to cry?
They're starting to get me.
You need to break up with the onion. You're probably the only person I know who actually said out loud, cutting up onion is my favorite thing to do.
There's always a first.
Yes.
First for everything. Okay, so now we have
There's a
everything.
reason it's not there.
Okay.
Did you just rub your face with your peppered hands again?
No, not my fingertips. We're
Okay.
good. We're good.
Okay.
All right. So here we have the thyme.
Mhm.
Throw that in the skillet, and then. And then we
Okay,
have
let's
all
turn it
of
down a
our.
little.
Yeah, slightly.
All right.
And then here we have all of our other ingredients. All our seasonings, I guess you could say.
Yes. And then the thyme would be your aromatic. Okay, that sounds really good.
But of course.
Yeah, because it has garlic in it. You're welcome.
Thank you. So normally when I'm at home, I don't use an electric skillet like this. I cook it in a pan. So if you have a shallow dish pan or skillet, it's the best thing to use to make ackee and saltfish.
Why is that?
You know what? It's always been done that way.
Ah,
I can't really think of a good reason as to why.
tradition. Tradition. I like to add salt and pepper when I'm cooking. Do you know Salt Bay?
Yes.
Oh my god, he drives me. Guys,
Yes.
do you know Salt Bay?
Yeah, this guy.
So he is the chef and he's adding salt. I could. There is absolutely no need to add salt to your pot that way. However, if you notice in most of the fancy shows, they sprinkle the salt from the top. It makes a fantastic effect. You look cool, but there's a reason for that. Do you know what the reason is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so if I were to sprinkle salt from here, how much surface am I covering?
Not very much at all.
All right. When I take the same amount of salt and I sprinkle from here, how much surface am I covering?
A lot more.
See, and that way you don't over salt your food. So I do that, and I also add black pepper. I love fresh pepper. Do you know one time I was doing this live video call on Periscope, and it was going well. It was my spaghetti and tofu bolognese, and it was going so well. I was starting to feel myself. I'm like, I'm a rock star. And guys, you need to add fresh black pepper. And I'm doing it, and like the whole cover came off, and all of the pepper grains were in the whole pot. I think I was like, you know, it's live. When crazy stuff like this happens, let's just pretend that didn't happen and we'll continue cooking. Because I'm like, I'm not going to be picking that out on Periscope. There are a lot of people watching. Like a lot.
Shame.
Do I get no sympathy? think
so.
Do you want me to add the saltfish?
Let's see, not just yet.
What is the goal? What is it that you're trying to accomplish with this?
You're gonna make sure the onions are kind of transparent or translucent.
Translucent,
And they can't be transparent. Yeah. So wait till the onions are kind of translucent, and once that happens, then you can add the saltfish.
Yeah.
What? Do you want to give it another name?
What, the saltfish?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not cool like that. What do you think? Salt heart just sounds really dark.
Yeah.
Right?
Full salt, full salt. I don't know.
I hate the word full though.
Do you?
I do. Because it makes it sound fake and stuff. For true.
But it is.
It's not fake. It's a different take on a thing.
Well, it's not fish, and we want it to be like fish. So.
But tuna is chicken of the sea and it's not chicken. And people
true.
buy it. Or into it. What do we call it?
Let's call it saltfish of the land.
Saltfish of the land. That's really bad.
All right,
We'll
so
go with that.
the onion is just about ready, and so now we're gonna add our saltfish.
And I have this really cool strainer. Like I get it from Cozio USA. Cozio is a German company. They make home goods. They also make these whimsical home goods. And if you know me, I'm quite animated. So they fit right into what we do at the cafe. And what I like about it is like when I go to different places and I do demos and I need to strain something, I don't have to be over a sink. Just like this. Make sense?
It's convenient, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you think I'm gonna add next?
That was everything.
I'm gonna add salt and pepper. So guys, my philosophy is each time you add something to the pot, you should add just a sprinkle of salt and pepper so you're seasoning the food as you go along.
Right.
Because if you don't do that, at the end of it, you're gonna taste it, it's gonna be bland, and then what? What do?
You add salt.
You add salt, and it's still bland, then what do?
You add more.
And you taste it, and it's still bland, and so forth. And what happens when you taste salt in rapid succession, it actually dulls your taste buds. And so you're actually not tasting the food anymore. By the time you do taste it, or it tastes like something that's remotely edible, it's over-salted. Oh, that looks beautiful.
Yes, it does. Wow.
Yes.
So,
Saltfish?
after this point, you don't add the ackee just yet. Our can opener is kind of gimpy. I don't know, it's not the best right now. So
what do you mean?
So what I like to do, and thankfully I got it to this point already, it's halfway open, okay? So can I see your strainer there, Jen?
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
So when I'm at home, what I do is I open it halfway, strain out the brine, because ackee, when it's canned or when it's bottled, it is cooked and then it's placed in a saltwater solution. So just kind of drain that off that way, and then you try with the can opener to open this the rest of the way.
In my defense, this is probably the 5th can opener we've had in the kitchen, and they all just give up the ghost like within 2 weeks.
Okay, so the other thing I like to do is I like to wash off the ackee again. So I get fresh water, wash it off. So I just add some of the water to the can itself. Shake up the ackee a little bit.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I drain it again. And generally I'm using a sink, so I just leave the ackee in the sink over the drain.
Nice.
And let it continue to drain as my saltfish cooks.
It smells so good. Right guys, so I'm smelling the onion is getting a little softer. I'm smelling all the bell peppers, and the thyme is really kind of, it's awake. So you can smell it. And guess what else I'm smelling, Paul?
The garlic. Your garlic.
The garlic.
This thing is so It is done. Okay.
My kennel net has seen better days.
So what you'll find if you've ever been to Jamaica or you've gotten ackee from a Jamaican restaurant, sometimes the ackee is what we would call mashed out, or it's just mashed. You don't want your ackee to be cooked out. So this is the form of one of the pieces or a half of ackee. You kind of still want it to look like that when you finish. All right. So once that's finished cooking, we'll add the ackee. We don't want to cook the ackee. We basically want to warm it because, like I said before, it's cooked.
Yep, it is.
So let's see. It's about done.
That is beautiful.
Yes, it is. Oh man. Okay, so it looks like it's brown enough. I can't wait to taste this. All right.
Probably we'll have it with some fresh bread.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Oh, we have scallion. Why didn't we use scallion?
We do, because we can use it at the end, like as a garnish.
Got you. A garnish. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the ackee. So we're gonna pour this on top. Okay. And you want to use a spatula. Jen, what are you adding now? What's that?
I'm adding toasted nori. So, do you like sushi?
Somewhat.
I don't trust people who are somewhat about sushi. I love sushi. Which, yeah. So, a lot of the sushi rolls are rolled in nori, the black sheep that you normally see, which is just a fattened seaweed.
Yeah.
So, a lot of what we associate with the taste of sushi, we think, oh, it's the fish. It's not. It's actually the nori.
The nori, yeah.
Yeah, it has that really fishy taste. So I'm adding about a sheet and a half. These are half sheets. So about a sheet and a half that I toast first to make it all nice and crumbly. And that's going to drive home the fishy taste.
Okay.
So I'm going to salt bait.
All right.
All yours.
And once that's done, you're going to take your spatula. Oh, okay. You're going to take your spatula and you want to turn the ackee and the saltfish. You don't want to stir it up, okay? You just kind of want to turn it over, and that way the ackee doesn't break up, so you don't get that mashed ackee look. Because for some people are like, oh, it's gross, it looks like scrambled eggs. The ackee shouldn't look like scrambled eggs.
That looks beautiful, Paul.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Smells delightful. I wish they had like smell-o-vision so you guys could smell this.
Oh my gosh, I thought I was corny.
Whatever.
Okay, that's awesome.
Okay, so and then do we have a cover for this?
We do.
Okay.
Somewhere. Let me go look for it.
Alright. And so once the ackee is finished, you just cover it up. Alright, once you finish stirring in the ackee, you cover it up for about 5 minutes, and generally you turn on the fire and just let it cook a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's it. And at home, what I do is I don't really cook saltfish anymore. So I just do the ackee by itself. And generally I would add the saltfish to add the salt content to my ackee because the salted cod is very, very salty. To the point where when you make it, you have to boil it twice
Yes.
to boil out the salt. And it's still salty after that. So anyway, so now I just make the ackee with all of the other seasonings and that's it.
Nice.
And I just add salt to replace
Nice.
salt cod. So it works, it works.
So, quick story. When I was younger, and I lived in, in Jamaica, you have like multiple houses in the same yard. So my house was like way up there, and then my aunt's house is down there. And my cousin, we're very close, we're almost like brother and sister. And so my mother's husband, my stepdad, had cooked ackee and saltfish for my mom for when she got home from work, and then he went to work.
It's nice.
But he's a very nice gentleman. So he made it at my aunt's house, and it was my cousin's job, my job, to bring it from my aunt's house to my house. So it's a good little bit of walking. And on the way we dropped it, the whole thing, spilled the whole thing, and we confessed to nothing. So you have to make it right, right? You can't confess that you lose the ackee, but we know that he cooked the ackee and saltfish. So we decided we were going to cook the ackee and saltfish ourselves. But what we didn't know was that you need to rinse the saltfish first. It was the saltiest, most absurd thing that you could ever put in your mouth, and to this day, we never told anyone that we made it. We let the stepdad take the blame.
Well, now everybody knows.
Hey, Alex.
Okay, so at this point, this is about done.
That is beautiful.
Oh yes.
The colors are just so bright and vibrant.
And if I didn't know any better, if I just walked in, I would swear that this is Ackee and Saltfish.
That's a win.
Alright. So, we're going to turn this off at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so guys, that's it. We are going to leave you because it's time for us to eat. You can find Dejan Eats at dejaneats.com. You can come into our restaurant at 4845 North Orange Blossom Trail. You might see Paul there once in a while. And just come eat with us. This is Jen from Dejan Eats and Paul.
I'm Paul from Nature's Essentials.
Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Let's cook together.
Take care.